Welcome to Private Club Radio, your weekly source for industry education, news and discussion. Broadcasting from Tampa, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, here is your host, Gabriel Aloisi.
Welcome to Private Club Radio. We are going to be chatting with Frank Benzakour, who just wrote a new book, The 12 Golden Keys to Hospitality Excellence. And we discussed 3 of those keys on today's episode. For the other 9, you're going to have to go out and buy that book, but I do recommend you do that. I had a chance to thumb through it here over the last couple weeks, and it's a good read that I believe every private club manager should take a look at. While we're on the subject of building a library, let's talk about what books are on your nightstand, on your desk right now. I would be interested in hearing what you're reading because I'm always looking for recommendations. And I would love to share those here on Private Club Radio with all of our listeners. So send me an email, gabe@privateclubagency.com, or shoot me a direct message on LinkedIn or Facebook, and I will put together a little list for all of us so that we can share what we're reading here in 2019. And if any of you are doing the 52-week book challenge, I would be interested in talking to you about that. That's when you read one book every single week for 52 weeks of the year. I did attempt it last year, and I didn't get past book number 3 before I got really busy and didn't finish that week and then just fell behind. I did read quite a few books last year. I read about 20 books, I'd say. And I'd love to hear what you're reading and share that with listeners here on Private Club Radio. So shoot me that email. And lastly, on the subject of books, don't forget that Michael Crandall and I have a new book coming out on March 1st. It's going to be released actually at the CMAA in Nashville, but the official launch date is March 1st. It's called The ABCs of Plutonium Club Leadership. It's your guide from A to Z, featuring experts from all over the private club industry. You can order your copy right now before anyone else, before they run out, at plutonium.club. Plutonium.club. Have a look at that website and get a little taste of what is inside the book. All right, without further ado, we're going to bring on our featured guest. My guest today is Frank Benzakour. He's the former general manager over at Middle Bay Country Club, Rock River, Edgewood, and more. He also now teaches contemporary club management at Fairleigh Dickinson University. And he's just authored the book, The 12 Golden Keys to Hospitality Excellence. Frank, welcome to Private Club Radio.
Good afternoon, Gabe. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Yes, I'm excited for your new book that's come out. I've had a quick read through, some really great lessons in that book, which I want to talk to you about. But first, I want to ask you, Frank, what was it like, the process of writing a book?
It was actually an awesome experience. I started about 6 months ago. I had the idea of writing the book, and I started with just writing down some few ideas on paper. And then I said to myself, this could make a good book. So after the month of September, I had a little more time. When the season was over at the club, I had a little more time. I got the chance to write the book. I spent about 2 hours a night. 2-3 hours a night for the last few months, and it came out real nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know what it's like to write a book, and it's a tough process, and you really got to dedicate a few hours a night, or a morning, or a day, whatever you get a chance to keep doing it. It's something you just have to get in the habit of doing every day. So my hat's off to you, sir, for completing.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. It was a great experience.
So I like the way you've had the book laid out here, where you've got these 12 golden keys. The first one is you're really a true believer in needing to develop others. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, Frank.
Well, certainly, because I believe that in order for anybody to grow as a leader, they must get the opportunity to develop others. And effective leaders really help their employees attain their goal by not only inspiring them, but also enabling them, mentoring them, and training them. And I think that's very important. And I also believe that every leader should have a succession plan for all positions, including his or hers. And once you really train everybody and everybody has an understudy, I think it just makes it a potent formula for the company to be successful.
That's awesome. You any good stories in your time at all these different clubs that you spend time at where it really made a big difference?
Well, I'm very proud to say that for every a club that I was associated with, I made it a major goal for me to send at least one or two people back to college. I usually try to see who has the potential to do well and did not get a chance to finish their degree. So I help them by modifying their schedules or make it easy for them to go and finish their classes. And I'm very proud that to date, I have about 6 people in college, and one of them just graduated this past December, and he's also ready to become a general manager. And the other 5 are still in the pipeline, but I think, God willing, they will be done
That's
soon.
so cool. What a great legacy you're leaving behind. Well, let's move on to golden key number 2, which is celebrate diversity. What does that mean to you, Frank?
Celebrate diversity is, it's really a fundamental key for me because, as we do know, the hospitality business is very diverse, and it's very important that we celebrate all everybody that is part of the club or the hotel that we work at. I think they all bring tremendous value to the mix. So I think that we celebrate diversity. I think we should really provide multidimensional approach to innovation because, when we have different people thinking from different backgrounds, it really helps bring in working with innovation, which is one of my keys as well later on in the book. I also believe that it boosts the organization profitability and it values the global hospitality industry. I believe that diversity cultivates and really allows everybody to excel, especially when it's different. When we are recognizing the different diversity groups, we allow everyone to excel in the corporate culture.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
So I think it's very important. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So what are some of the ways then, Frank, to do that? What are some actual ways that you can go into a club and really celebrate diversity?
You know what? Just hire all types of people that you think are good for because something I strongly believe in. I believe especially in the hospitality business, I hire someone that has more hospitality skills than technical skills, because I believe that technical skills can be taught, but the hospitality skills are something that we are born with. And having such a large shortage of good employees here, we get to bring, for example, some H-2B students with H-2B visas to come from different countries, and it's incredible how much value they bring to the organization because they speak different languages, they bring different stories with them, the members like them, and they get to really visit a cool country or a place. And obviously being in a country club in the U.S. is a fantastic opportunity for them. But they really bring a great value to the large group as a whole. And I think it's a great way of having a diverse group of people within the team.
Diversity definitely breeds new ideas and generally better ideas. So I'm on board with that.
Those guys are fantastic. I love having them.
So how about key number 3 here, which is something that I absolutely align with, and it's innovate or die. What do you mean by that, Frank?
Well, innovate or die is it's really nowadays. If you don't keep innovating, you are definitely going to stay behind. And we are in an industry that somewhat requires innovation every day. And that's something I do with my executive team when we go to the boardroom. And before we start an executive meeting, I always allow for 5-10 minutes of free thoughts. Just, think outside the box and see what works and what doesn't work and what didn't work and how can we do it better. So that's something that I believe is an unbelievable key to success. And I highly recommend for every leader to have some sort of innovation strategy part of their teaching and their functioning with the team. In other words, allow time to have the team get together and put some ideas on the table and really explore them. And we go with the fact that no idea is a bad idea. It could be something completely outside the box, and we look into it, see how we can make it better. So with that in mind, we were able to bring in some really cool stuff to the club, and the members were very, very happy. And that's really what I mean by that, because if you don't innovate, if you don't keep on raising the bar, your competition is doing it, and it might not be good for you in the long run.
Absolutely. What are some of the ways that you found worked really well, or what were some of those innovations that you were really proud of?
Something outside the box, like we said, nowadays it's all family oriented. I'm going to give you an example. We thought about creating a camping evening at the club on a driving range, and we advertised for all the young families. We provide them with tents, and they came into the club and they camped overnight. We had some fire pits with s'mores and pizza truck and everything, and that was a great event that all members liked. Again, continue on the family-friendly atmosphere. During the month of October, we did an apple picking day where we had lots of different apples that we put actually just on the grass, and we allowed little kids 5 years of under to go out and pick them. And it was just a wonderful day that brought a lot of different families together that would not have been at the club otherwise on a cold Sunday afternoon in October, where probably the golf course wasn't really busy. And it allowed us to continue filling up seats and making the club vibrant for all members. So those are a couple of ideas that come to mind. We had some swim parties with mermaids, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was somebody junior, as a matter of fact, in the team who came up with that, and we pursued it, and it turned out to be one of the best nights at the club. So again, those great ideas can come from anywhere. So you need to give the opportunity to everybody to participate and give them the opportunity to grow and develop. And you will be surprised what great ideas can come from the staff, and you can just implement them and they work very well.
Yeah, that's so cool. Those are some really great ideas there. I love the camping one. I know my kids would love that. They're really into camping right now, just little guys, but I think it's really fun to be out there sleeping outside. So
absolutely, cool. Absolutely. I have a 9 and I have a 9 and a 10-year-old, 2 boys, and they loved it. I had the opportunity to do it with them as well, and it was just one of their favorite nights, and they keep asking for it all the time.
Cool. So those are 3 wonderful keys from the book, 3 lessons from the book, and there are 12. And so I invite folks to go check out the book on Amazon. Is the best place to purchase it right now. And Frank, before I let you go, I'd love to just find out what inspired you to actually write this book.
You see, to be honest with you, I have an MBA from Cornell University, and I have about 25 plus years of experience. And I remember that the keys to success were not something that I learned academically or that I had, on the job. It was just a combination of both, and from speaking to others. And there's ideas that really work for me, and I wanted to share them with others. So as I said, about 6 months ago, I was just writing some new ideas on the paper, and then I developed them into smaller articles. And then I said, these ideas can make a good book story. So I put together 12 of them, and the rest is history. I made it to a book, and it's been selling very well on Amazon, so I'm very proud of it. My friends keep calling me, it's like, oh my God, this is awesome. It's a great book. I love it. So I'm really happy with it, and now it's making me want to write another one. So I'm thinking about writing a book about the experience of members at country clubs or hotels. So I don't have a final title yet, but I'm thinking of something about the experience for the future.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, I definitely, again, invite folks to check out your book. Are there any other ways that they should find the book, or should just go to Amazon and search for the 12 Golden Keys to Hospitality Excellence?
It is available on different platforms, but I believe Amazon is the best. So right now we have an ebook version, we have a paperback and hard copy, and in about a couple of weeks I will have an audio version, nice. Which will be cool and easy for the guys who do not have enough time to read. So that's really a great accomplishment as well. I'm very proud of it, and it came out to be
that's
very
awesome.
nice.
I've been wanting to do an audio version of my book forever, and I just have never had the time, even though I'm sitting right now in an audio studio. I should just put my nose down and do it. Are you going to narrate the book, or did you hire a narrator for it?
I hired a real narrator because I couldn't believe it. When I heard him. I heard a couple of chapters, and I said to myself, "My God, I'm so glad I did it, because there's no way I could have spoken like that." And they make you really feel it, and those guys are trained to do the right thing, and they know how to do it. I'm definitely not capable of doing the job.
That's cool. I look forward to hearing the book as well. That's usually how I read books. I'm excited that you're doing that. That's really cool. Frank, thank you so much for being on the show. And again, just can't wait for folks to read this for themselves and experience the 12 golden keys to hospitality excellence. Frank, thanks for being on Private Club Radio, man.
Thank you, Gabe. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Good stuff from Frank right there. As I mentioned, go ahead and go over to Amazon right now and pick up his new book. It's a good read that you will enjoy and you'll love to share with your staff. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Private Club Radio. I'll catch you back here next week. Until then, here's to your membership success.
Private Club Radio is brought to you by Concert Golf Partners, helping to preserve and enhance private golf and country clubs. Concert Golf has the capital, expertise, and private club hospitality experience to help upscale private clubs achieving long-term success and membership growth. For 25 years, Concert Golf has allowed private club members to focus on simply enjoying their club. Visit concertgolfpartners.com to learn more about the recapitalization process.